And live in 3, 2. Hey, what's up, folks? We're going to be entertaining you for the next few hours, as we normally do. Thank you for joining us. We know that it's really lousy weather here in the UK at the moment, and I would know because I got caught in the downpour.
Yeah.
Not fun. Not fun would be a beginning. Let's see. What to... Actually, yeah, I think we're going to start off. Since we had something of 80s lore last week, I think we shall continue from where we left off.
It's Sunday Night Live, featuring the Waste Your Time players!
Love you too, dude.
Did you forget I was here?
No?
Bullshit! Bullshit!
I had no idea you were here. Dude, I had no idea you were here, but at the same time, you whispering could wake up people in New Zealand.
Yeah, it's not like I'm back in Phoenix or anything, even though I told you.
Anyway, on to the first article for this week. Thundercat...
Now, I'm taking care for the rest of the night. I apologize, but you'll get it back next week, dude. Sorry.
It is what it is. We'll have Raiden and hopefully Kaiju on in a little bit, and nah, we'd never get random into one of these things because, you know, he's sworn off YouTube and what have you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, Steve. Remember what I told you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since you decided to drop that bombshell, Oni.
Yeah, I already heard what you said about everything, dude. You didn't think I wasn't listening?
Oh, let's just say when I get back to live streaming on Twitch, you are going to be tag team champions with The Miz.
Yeah, like I hadn't heard that one. Great job.
Well, I was trying to... Well, I was trying to get you paired up with Hogan, but 2K316 doesn't have the Hulkster on.
Oh, no. Anyway, I'm gonna borrow Kit for the rest of the night. You'll get her back next week.
We know, dude. Heard you the first time.
Alright, I'll see you guys next week. You guys have a good night.
You too,
Take
Lids.
care, Lids.
Later.
Bye, Oni.
And everyone is now able to hear themselves think again. I love the guy, but good lord, he's loud. Anyway, Thundercats movie is going to destroy. Fans aren't ready, claims writer. Simon Barrett is getting the hype train going for Adam Wingard's take on the beloved material. Despite audiences seeing the kind of explosive action that director Adam Wingard is capable with Godzilla vs. Kong, Thundercats writer Simon Barrett believes that fans are not ready for what Wingard has in store for the feline-infused humanoid warriors. Barrett reveals that the filmmaker has been thinking about bringing the popular 80s property to life on the big screen for some time. A lot of people have been waiting for it.
Yeah.
And that this has led to something which will destroy, presumably in a good way. I will say this, our Thundercats adaptation is going to be really, really cool. I think people are I don't think people are at all prepared for how long Adam Wingard has spent thinking about Thundercats. They're not ready for Adam's Thundercats movie it is going to destroy. First aired way back in 1985, Thundercats is a science fiction story which follows a group of cat-like humanoid aliens from planet Thundera. When the dying planet meets its end, the group known as the Thundercats is forced to flee its homeland and end up on Third Earth, eventually battling all manner of mutants, monsters, and the evil overlord Mumrah. The series has become a staple of many a childhood and has since spawned several reboot attempts in the form of 2011 short-lived Thundercats, which everyone adores, and the more recent Thundercats Roar. We don't talk about that one. Which made substantial changes to the animation style, much to the chagrin of everyone who has ever existed or ever will exist. While details of Wingard and Barrett's approach to bringing the property to life on the big screen remain largely unknown, the Godzilla vs. Kong director has revealed that it was in fact his work on the Monster Mashup movie that made him realise that his Thundercats vision was now achievable. And so, it was only really actually during the pandemic, and I would say during the late phases of the Godzilla vs. Kong post, when I started getting shots in from the Hollow Earth scene, I started looking at it and honestly, this is how it started. It was literally, I was looking at shots of Hollow Earth and I thought, this is exactly what a Thundercats movie should look like. And then I thought, wait a minute, I could make the Thundercats movie. Wingard has also described the project as an adventure movie, adding that the plans to make the movie accessible to all ages while still maintaining the spirit of the original cartoon. I don't want Thundercats to be only accessible to kids. I do want this to feel like when you watch it, you're watching the actual 80s cartoon series brought to life. It's going to be an adventure movie. Thanks to Godzilla vs. Kong lighting up the box office even amid trying times, Wingard will hopefully be given carte blanche to do whatever he likes with Thundercats and finally bring this long-awaited passion project to life in the way he sees fit. Provided too many cooks don't get involved.
Yeah.
The Thundercats movie will reportedly be achieved through a hybrid of CGI and animation, and while no casting announcements have yet been made, fans of the series have been making suggestions including Jason Momoa or Ryan Reynolds as intrepid leader Lionel. Reynolds as... Oh gosh, I can picture it. That... Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's intriguing.
I can see that working.
Yeah. Dan says, I have a question for anyone who might have watched The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Do you think Sam becoming Captain America was done better in the series than it was in the comics? I don't have Disney Plus, dude, so I can't really make that distinction. Sean Retro said... Go on, man.
And I haven't gotten around to watching the show, so I wouldn't have much to say on it either.
Sean says, well, this is the British weather, and Dan says, but MJ, didn't you see randoms on Kaiju's podcast thing? News to me, but what my brother does on his time is his business. Sean says, well, it can't be any worse than Thundercats Roar. Again, we don't talk about that.
I fail to acknowledge that thing's existence.
Just like in a similar vein, we don't talk about Dragon Ball GT. With Sonic Underground, I'm kind of 50-50. There are elements and some episodes of the show that I like, but it went off in too much of an obscure direction for a Sonic series. Sean, Dan, do let me know in the comments section if the music's a little too loud. Because I've got my headset on, because I don't want to get feedback from the microphone to the speakers. Just want to make sure that there's a balance. So do let me know if the music's too loud. As for the possibility of possibly getting Ryan... Hang on. Raiden! He is here!
Need to feed the beast. What's going on, people?
We're getting a Thundercats movie from the guy who directed Godzilla vs. Kong, and he's going to base the CG based on the Hollow Earth scenes. Dan says the music's fine. And
also, sorry.
And fans are drawing up their own possible dream listings of who can play Lionel. Some say Jason Momoa, some say Ryan Reynolds, and the weirdest thing, I can picture Ryan Reynolds as Lionel.
Okay. If I was a betting man, I don't know. I would probably give it to. Let's see. All right. Give me a couple seconds.
Now you got
my first thought will be Henry Cavill, but
yeah, that was one name that came to my mind.
Another. I would say Luke Evans, but I don't know. Dracula Untold I did like, but I did not like the performance he gave to Gaston in the live action Beauty and the Beast.
Apparently, from what I heard, he was one of the very few reprising things about that train wreck. Face to facts, Emma Watson, that you were terrible in that movie.
Oh gosh, he sucked at singing. I'm telling you. He sucked at singing, I'm telling you, right here, right now.
Auto-tuning.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just because you French don't mean you're good, you're actually good in that movie. Trust me. You know, okay. I think it's Charlie Hunnam.
Who would I have gone with? You know, honestly, other than Ryan Reynolds, I'd go for somebody unknown. You know, take the Christopher Reeve and Tobey Maguire route. You know, go for somebody unknown so that they can mold it the way they want to have it molded. Exactly.
For Panthro, oh man, I would probably give it to either Jaimon Hansu or Michael Jai White. You know, Panther was a big hulking dude.
Yeah.
Because remember in the Thundercats 2011 remake, Kevin Michael Richards voiced him, and he was brawling.
They could probably, if they use some kind of motion capture, they could probably kind of get away with that.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, look, say what we will about the 2014 and, you know, TMNT Out the Shadows. Yeah, with the Turtles wasn't too bad. I mean, even though I did hear Alan Richardson, who did the thing for Leonardo, absolutely hated it.
Let's see. For Cheetah. Chitara, yeah, excuse me. This is going to be a little obscure, but I think one that would be perfect if she were a little bit younger. Jessica Alba.
I'm a cheat. Gal Gadot.
She does have the athleticism for it.
I mean, how apropos. I mean, last Wonder Woman movie, she faced off against Cheetah, one of her biggest enemies. So why not complete the circle and become a Cheetah herself?
Why not?
For Tigra, who would you want to cast as?
Just to remind me, was Tigra one of the younger Thundercats?
No, that was reserved for Wally Cat and Wally Kid.
Ah.
Trust me. I even though it was an 80s property as a kid, I grew up with Thundercats heavily.
Tigra.
You know.
Tigra.
Expectations are high for me. David Diggs.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
Now, I already gave an answer. David Diggs.
Mm.
Trust me, check out this guy's work. He's really good. I mean, I mean, check out this movie called Blind Spot. Was it Blind Spotting? He is a tour de force in that. I feel like with this. Also, hold on. Let me hold on. David Diggs. Blind Spotting. Alright. Just checking out the guy's, like, you know, filmography.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, he's in the show Snowpiercer, so I feel like he could do action stuff, so I feel like with him playing Tiger, I feel like he'd be perfect at it. Also, he's a pretty good singer. Check out Green Eggs and Ham, the Netflix show.
Okay.
Now for King Cloudus, oh man, Ron Perlman.
Well, he has played, these kind of larger-than-life roles before in both live-action and animated, because he was Clayface in Batman the Animated Series, and he was Rumors in The Batman, and of course...
He was also Slade in Teen Titans.
And he was Hellboy, and he was the original Beast in the 80s Beauty and the Beast, playing opposite Linda Hamilton.
I remember that. I remember that makeup for that. Not bad.
That was exceedingly well done, and Linda Hamilton back then, how you doing?
Yeah. Girl was, that, and if you ever watched Terminator 2, the girl was dead.
I mean, back in the day, people would look at Linda Hamilton in a similar way that today people would look at Scarlett Johansson, AJ Lee, Alexa Bliss, and, to people in the 90s like Pamela Anderson. Say what we will about Pamela as a person, is 50-50, but attractive-wise, she was a 10, easily. Okay. And Linda Hamilton...
Not forget about Halle Berry.
Oh, Halle Berry, come here, girl.
I gotta mention the sisters.
And, well, Halle is just both an amazing actress, because apparently for one movie, I'm not sure if it was with Wesley Snipes or Samuel L. Jackson, but she purposely, to get the method down for her for this part, she purposely didn't bathe nor brush her teeth for days.
Jungle Fever.
Yeah.
She played a crackhead. She played a crackhead. Oh, crack addict. Sorry. I'm black, ladies and gentlemen, so I gotta use the proper term, crackhead.
But
You're live, right?
Yeah, we are.
It's fine.
Okay, cool. I apologize for nothing, people.
Nah, but Halle, for me, she was one of my early 20s crush, because her as Storm.
Speaking of 90s crushes, I think I have another perfect. I have a 90s base cast. Sanaa Lathan for Chitara.
Ooh.
Anyone see Love and Basketball? That girl. Oof. Oh, you know what? I got it. Perfect cast for Chitara. Rosa Salazar.
Not familiar with that.
No, I'm kind of a little bit drawing a blank with that one as well. What's she been in?
Alita Battle Angel.
Oh, what?
Oh.
Of course! Yes! Yeah?
Hi, Kaiju.
Hey guys.
We have
Wow.
summoned the kaiju. He has brought for us his army of evil kaiju. Wait, why am I evil?
Well, I mentioned Alita Battle Angel and Kaiju shows up. Okay, mention more anime.
I was gonna say, where are you going with this, Raiden?
I'm not so sure he knows.
I try to make sense half of the time.
Oh dear.
I'm glad some things haven't changed.
No.
I'm doing good, Raiden. Doing pretty good.
We're kind of
By the way,
we're on a topic at the moment of the Thundercats movie that's being put together, and one of the things that some of the fans have come up for their own dream casting is either Jason Momoa or Ryan Reynolds as Lionel.
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure Ryan Reynolds can bring in that like youthful energy that Lionel is supposed to have as a kid in a literal adult's body. I just realized, he's essentially Shazam. If he was a Catman. And so I think Ryan Reynolds can provide that type of can bring something to that role. On the other hand, I haven't seen a lot of Jason Momoa outside of the Justice League stuff, but I feel like he can potentially bring a lot of that energy as well, a different kind of energy to the role of Lionel.
well, for Jason Momoa, he was in a lot of stuff before Justice League. He was in
including
Stargate, I believe.
Baywatch.
Yep.
Oh, really? He was in that movie?
No, he was in the
That's
original
the
TV
series.
series.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, like I said.
Wow.
Like I said.
Wowzers.
Aside from Justice League, he's been in Stargate. He's been in that Conan the Barbarian remake.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
So-
one that everyone forgot about.
Yeah, Lord knows I have. Anyway, yeah. What else? Okay, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I feel like he could be up to challenge for actiony stuff.
Well, we know that,
he does have a kid-like personality.
and plus we know he can bring the humor, because I've noticed with his take on Aquaman, it's kind of a dry wit sort of thing with this slightly I don't give a crap attitude about him, because I kind of noticed these sort of exchanges between him and Bats. They're sort of trying to out-snark each other, which is rare for Batman, because outside of the Tim Burton Schumacher series, Batman's not really known for trading one-liners and what have you. Because during the Nolan trilogy, there's only maybe 2 or 3 lines in each movie where there's some level of levity, but most of the time, the Dark Knight movies with regards to Bats doesn't really have him, being that funny. But then again, given the nature of where they were taking that series, I think they were not trying to do that.
Also, the movie's being directed by Godzilla vs. Kong's Adam Wingard.
Especially, with Batman and his snark meter nowadays, especially the Snyder Cut, it's definitely more noticeable, especially with Ben Affleck. So, I don't know. I just, for me, off topic, I just pray that Snyderverse still goes on, because I really enjoyed Affleck as Batman, but I'm slightly interested in what Robert Pattinson. Sorry. That's an old habit of mine. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Robert Pattinson is going to do as Batman.
I will say that if Jason Momoa ever does get to play Lionel, I hope he can play it like this in this GIF I'm about to share right here. this is what we need for Lionel, baby.
Oh yeah, I have to share this.
That'll take so much. Where like he's playing Aquaman, he's trying to do some cool stuff with his staff. He drops it, but he's like fuck it. He's just doing karate moves, steals Wonder Woman's sword, and runs into battle.
That almost looks like something you'd see in a Power Rangers episode.
Yeah.
He's just like shit. I'll fucking roll with it.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Do it live.
Oh damn. But yeah, based on what people saw with the Hollow Earth scenes in Godzilla vs. Kong, that's what the director wants to do with that type of CG animation for Thundercats. And from what I've seen of Hollow Earth, if that's what the direction he wants to go with, I say let him do it. Because
sure.
That's just going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Sean asks, who would play Mumrah? That's a good question.
Somebody who has that ability to go from sinister to all-out rage projection.
Jackie Earl Haley.
Yeah?
Oh shit! Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Listen, say what we will about his iteration of Freddy Krueger. I feel like he go 0 to 100 real quick.
One.
Willem Dafoe.
Oh, he'd enjoy that way too much.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me for a good time, Kaiju.
One that would be an interesting take if they were able to find an actor with qualities of this older actor. If you could find someone who has the qualities of a younger version of Terrence Stamp, that would be intriguing.
What did he play?
He played Zod in Superman 2.
Oh, okay then. How about Andy Serkis?
Yes.
Yeah, I could see him doing that. He's just such a chameleon as an actor. He can just go and do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's another one.
As long as the studio doesn't tie him down, not mentioning any names.
Yes. Yeah, so terrible infection going around there. Yes. Dan says, I want to see Willem Dafoe as a live-action Skeletor. Oh, don't.
He'd have way too much fun with that.
Speaking of Skeletor, Kaiju, did you see the first released images of Masters of the Universe Revelation in the last few weeks?
Yes, I have. A lot of people were sharing them all over Facebook and social media, and I'm really excited with what they got going on here.
Especially some of the vocal cast that they've got. I mean, Mark Hamill's going to enjoy it a tiny bit too much as Skeletor.
I forgot, is this the project that Kevin Smith is attached to?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
With Chris Wood as Adam and He-Man. You may know him better as the guy who played Mon-El in Supergirl. So...
the TV show? Because I never
Yes.
watched the Supergirl TV show, unfortunately.
He's a good actor, but considering how well the original voice actor had done for He-Man back in the 80s and subsequently when Cam Clark succeeded that in the very underrated 2002 series, and Raiden's nodding extremely hard there.
My.
I'm not 100% sure, but as Win has often said, the proof in the pudding is in the eating. As Queen Marlena, they've got Alicia Silverstone. Lena Headey is voicing Evil Lynn, and I've got a funny feeling she's going to enjoy that way too much, given some of the roles she's played down the years. They've got Susan Eisenberg as the Sorceress. You know her better as Wonder Woman from the Justice League animated series. Who else? Kevin Michael Richardson is voicing Beastman, to which Raiden sarcastically went, "Of course he is." I think they've got Kevin Conroy as one of Skeletor's goons, so no doubt he's going to phone that in.
Also, freaking Jay Leonardo, aka Jay, of James Allen Bob, is voicing one of them.
Stinkor.
Yeah.
And this one floored me and subsequently floored Lids as well. Voicing Teela is Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, okay.
So Teela's going to be sounding extremely youthful because I don't know what it is about Sarah's voice, but it hasn't aged at all.
I did hear that there might be some rumors that Teela might be the new main character and not He-Man, but I'm not sure about that.
Wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
July 23rd is when it premieres on Netflix, and it's being split into a 2-part series. We get the first 5 episodes in the next 2 months, and then they conclude with the second part as and when they announce it. And apparently there is going to be a companion series of He-Man and what have you, but it's going to be more aimed at the kids of today. And I've seen the concept art that they've got for He-Man of that. It looks like he's wearing a suit. It
like a power suit, power armor suit.
Kind of. Hang on.
And Battlecat looks like he's all armored up, including
Yeah.
Gore.
Yeah, I remember you were making like it's like I remember like you mentioned that he looks like your character Biafra, and Raiden was like, oh, it's a fucking Zoid.
Well, that's what the damn thing. I mean, come on. It's basically what is it? Liger Zero Battle Cat Edition.
In fact, I've got the image.
Yeah, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. That's what it was called. Is this a second? Is this like a second TV series that's happening?
Yeah, it's like the brand companion.
I believe it's a reboot. It's its own reboot of sorts.
And
it's very strange to have like 2 versions of the same series on the same platform.
It's not the first time it's happened, because if you go back to the early to mid 90s, you had Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog on the weekday, and then you'd have Saturday morning on Saturday mornings at 7 a.m.
And that was at the same time.
Yep.
Was that at the same time on the same channel?
It may have been. All I know is there was that was 2 animated series going at the same time, and that was Jaleel White doing those 2
double duty,
whilst also doing Family Matters, and still going to school.
Wow. Okay.
He was very young when he got the call for Sonic the Hedgehog, because I think he was like early to mid-teens. So, like I say,
that lines up.
But like I say, with regards to the art style they've got for He-Man, I don't know. I'm all for redesigns and evolving the character and what have you, but yeah, I'm just not buying that. And Battle Cat, and they've got the color scheme right, but he looks like a Biozord.
Zoid. Look at the claws. It looks like he's about to hit the strike laser claw in any second.
What's very strange is that, like, whenever I type in He-Man and the Masters of the Universe 2021, you know what I'm getting?
What?
I keep getting the Kevin Smith series and not this new series, CG series.
Dan goes, witness my dank me-maze, He-Man.
I am lit, as the kids say, He-Man.
Oh, God. Dan goes, a He-Man for the kids of today. Does this mean Skeletor is going to torture He-Man with his cringe TikTok videos? Oh, don't give them ideas!
No.
I want to see it. I don't care.
I will make you die from my cringe, He-Man.
You know what's funny? I could actually see that being a sketch on Robot Chicken.
Oh.
Yeah.
Feast your eyes as I make my henchmen do the floss, He-Man.
Oh, no.
Prepare as I show them my version of the whip and the nay-nay.
Oh, fuck no.
Yes, feel the cringe.
Oh,
And watch me nay-nay. And watch me whip. And watch me nay-nay.
you imagine, like, Alan Oppenheimer watching this from afar going, I don't get paid enough for this. Oh, good lord, but I'm really... Oh, and Sean just says, Skeletor from Robot Chicken would do that. Yes, he would. I'm really psyched to see what Kevin Smith's series is going to bring in a few months, because the whole point of that series is not only a love letter to the fans of that show that grew up with it, but it's to actually resolve a lot of unfinished stories from that one, so that fans can actually get some closure behind that, because I think there was a second season of that He-Man show, but it just kind of disappeared, because there is a first full season box set, but there's nothing of season 2. So, you know, it'd be great just to see some loose ends tied up. And because nostalgia, 80s nostalgia is still a thing at the moment, you know, I think Smith in particular is just doing this as a means of saying, well, this is He-Man's chance to really be popular again. Although, and Raiden and I have said this from the get-go, the 2002 series deserved one more season. That was cut too short.
Yeah.
And well animated, considering, you know, Mike Young Productions has actually worked on a lot of Disney projects. And the fact that it kind of gave a darker look to the property, whereas it's not to say that the 80s series was all light, bright, and cheerful. I mean, when you have characters dealing with dark, mystic arts, it's not exactly, you know, the way to say He-Man's on the level of Barney the Dinosaur, that thing, although that creation is a dark thing in its own right, but for different reasons. The 2002 series went a lot deeper and actually had a lot of characters like going through their own issues or having, like, you know, confronting their demons, because Skeletor actually has an origin in that story, along with He-Man having an origin, and the fact that Adam is not the perfect prince that he's made out to be, because in the original series he is a perfect prince, but the Playboy stuff is just an act. Whereas in the 2002 series, the arrogant prince thing, it's not an act. Because when you first see Adam in that show, you just want to backhand him. But as the series goes on, you grow to like him a bit more. He still has that arrogant swagger, but it's moderate by the time he gets to the second season. So what type of Adam we're going to see when we first see episode 1 of Revelations, I don't know, because it all depends on what Kevin Smith wants to do, because we know it's going to be the original series designs, but done to the style of 2002, which, for context, is the same animation studio that's done Netflix's Castlevania. And I like the animation they've done for that.
Was that Frederator?
That is a very good question. Let me find out.
Okay. In the meantime, I also found more images of this, the kid-friendly He-Man action figures. Just sent the link right now. Maybe you guys have already seen these.
I think I may have done.
Yeah, they're very much so going in a very toyetic direction with these designs. It reminds me a lot of like that series of Batman toys, the one with like the crazy emblem on his chest, and they made like 3 direct-to-video movies.
Batman Unlimited.
Yeah, I think it was Batman Unlimited.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is giving off like Batman Unlimited vibes.
I can't lie to you. These ones are fucking ugly.
I really don't not like He-Man's art style. It kind of looks like it's
CG.
It kind of looks like it's out of a DreamWorks animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
That very sort of almost like that sort of art style from either Shrek or How to Train Your Dragon.
Right. You can see a little bit of that art on the box, on the box itself.
Yeah,
it's not bad. I mean, in quality-wise, if the TV show looks like these little character portraits on the boxes, it's not that bad. But you can definitely tell, yeah, they are definitely on a budget of sorts. And maybe that's why they have so much armor, because then they don't have to add as much detail or texture to armor as opposed to skin or whatever.
To answer your question with regards to the production company for Castlevania, it was Frederator Studios, but the production companies for Masters of the Universe Revelation is Mattel Television and Powerhouse Animation Studios.
Powerhouse, I know that's familiar.
Yeah.
Studio.
Yeah, they... Actually, what have they done? Oh, they've actually worked on quite a few commercials, including Disneyland, GoDaddy.com, Mountain Dew. They've worked on It's a Small World, Henry Danger motion comic, OK KO, Let's Be Heroes, Castlevania, The Adventures of Kid Danger. Never heard of that.
That's actually like an animated spin-off off of live-action Disney sitcom about superheroes. They did Seis Manos and Blood of Zeus. I wonder if this means they're going to do that Kong... This is weird. I guess
I've seen those shows. They're really good.
Yeah, and apparently, I guess it was reported earlier that they were going to make a Kong Skull Island quote-unquote anime with these people involved. Even though why do they continue? I'm sorry, just going to go off on a mini rant here. They keep promoting Castlevania, Seis Manos, Blood of Zeus, and Kong as quote-unquote animes, even though they're being produced by an animation studio from Texas.
Yeah.
So, technically, it's not. I mean, here's the thing with me. I don't care about labels when it comes to that kind of stuff, where it's like, is it anime or is it not, or is it cartoon? For me, it's all animation. I just refer to anime as Japanese animation, and then you've got American animation, French animation. That's me. That's how I make the clear-cut distinction. But it's like, I know for a lot of people, anime means Japanese animation. So it like technically they're just I know they constantly promote anime, they promote it as an anime because that's what's popular again right now. But still, I just find it really annoying when they continue to misuse the word that generally refers to something from another country entirely, even if it does have similarities in the art style. Oh yeah, so
That makes sense.
I don't know. I'm just really annoyed whenever they do
Slight
that.
problem with,
But I guess it's also the same thing with
the headset thing. Just went weird on me. Ah, there we are.
He's comic. You could say it's manga style, manga inspired. But I don't know. At the end of the day, I understand that it's all marketing, and that they'll do whatever they need to get more attention across to people.
Right.
I'm just surprised that they haven't started. Advertising Masters of the Universe Revelation as an anime by this point.
Well, it's got the look for it. I mean, even the 2002... I don't think the 2002 series was anime per se, but there was definite influences in there. You could also make it the argument with the Batman back in 2004 was very... They call it pseudo-anime, where it's not an anime, but you can definitely see like influences in there, from the way characters are drawn to the way the animation flows, or to the way certain objects glow, especially with the way his batarangs were animated. But then again...
Yeah, we had a lot... Sorry to interrupt you.
Sure.
Go ahead.
And even Batman the Animated Series had subtle little references, because most of the animation was actually done in, I think, in either Hong Kong, Japan, or Korea, because obviously, what a lot of animation studios did back then was have
outsourced.
Yeah, well, it's just because it's cheaper labor to do that.
Yeah.
And even Return of the Joker in Batman Beyond was completely done by Madhouse Animation.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Very underrated movie, I might add, as well.
I definitely see that. Like, the early to mid 2010s was definitely a huge gold mine of Western animation, trying to sort of replicate the look and feel of Japanese animation, since there was that big boom in the late 90s, early 2000s. So we had a lot of Western shows. Let's see, off the top of my head, there was I remember like Ben 10, Generator Rex. They easily had some early vibes of that. You mentioned before the Batman. Teen Titans is a huge influence there. And I guess like pretty much anything involving Derek J. Wyatt as a character designer, he always adds a bit of that like quote unquote anime flair to his designs. I guess you can add.
There's also the French animated. There's also 2 French animated shows in Code.
Yes, French animated. Yeah.
And Totally Spies.
Totally Spies.
I love that show.
Yeah.
What was the other show?
Anime.
What was the other show that made by the Totally Spies crew?
Martin Mystery.
Mystery. Yeah. That was the one that like I forgot. I don't think did that ever came to America or not.
I believe it. I believe it did get an English
It was on Cartoon
translation.
Network one time.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I remember because like they had a crossover between Totally Spies and Martin Mystery, but the problem was that it never came to America because both shows were featured on different TV channels.
Yeah. I think the episode was called Totally Mystery Muck.
Okay.
What was another show? This one goes back further, but there was one in the 80s where it was a collaboration between a French and Japanese animation, and that's when they did Mysterious Cities of Gold.
Never heard that, but whenever I think like French and Japanese collaboration, I think of Interstellar 5555, the Daft Punk anime movie.
Mysterious Cities of Gold is held in regard in a similar way to that of Thundercats. It never got given. Actually, it did have a revival sequel series, because the whole point of the first series was travelers coming from Europe to seek their fortune in the Americas. So this is probably more or less around the time of Christopher Columbus in the late 15th century. And people were like trying to find El Dorado, where you'd have like, a city made out entirely of gold. And there's one character called Esteban, who is dubbed as Child of the Sun. Make of that what you will. He has this one particular golden medallion that is able to control a flying giant golden condor.
Cool.
It's one of those. It really captivated an audience back then, and the moment you hear the theme song, it just takes over you, because you just can't help but listen to it. And then I think in 2003 they finally did a sequel series where they tried to find like Mysterious Cities of Gold over in China. What actually ever happened to the rest of this series, I don't know, because it kind of disappeared as quickly as it came in. But I think the original series is still available on DVD, but it's in a similar vein like that of Around the World in 80 Days with Willy Fogg, because to a kid in the 80s, what's going to be easier for them to remember, Willy Fogg or Phileas Fogg? And they did, what a lot of shows did back in the 80s and 90s. They would have like retellings of fictional and real life characters, but replace the titular characters with animals, because it's more relatable to kids. In the same vein, when they told the story of D'Artagnan and the Three Musketeers, it's Dogtagnan and the Three Musket Hounds.
I remember Willy Fogg because I think they did a sequel series where they did Journey to the Center of the Earth and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
They did.
And that used to air on CBBC.
I actually liked the voice cast that they had for that. It was actually one of the early. I think that was actually like the first major role that Cam Clarke got before he went and voiced Leonardo.
I'm looking into the Wikipedia article right now, and yeah, I'm seeing Mysterious Cities of Gold, also known in Japan as Esteban, Child of the Sun, as you mentioned before. And it looked like they pretty much air this series everywhere around the world. Although, unfortunately for me, it only aired in the US on Nickelodeon from 1986 to 1990, so this was definitely before my time. And the sequel series came out in 2012 and over the course of 26 episodes.
It literally did disappear as quickly as it came back. That's a shame.
From November 9th, 2013 to December 13th. Was it? Okay, yeah, original air date, November 17th, 2012 to November 10th, 2013. So yeah, 26 episodes over the course of a year. Or in the UK, actually, yeah, this did air in the UK from November 2013 to December 2013. So you got all the episodes done over the course of 2 months, and that's it.
Dang.
So the conversation about collaborations between different companies, it reminded me of, I think you may know this one, Kaiju, but Ultraman USA.
Yes, yeah, Ultraman USA. That one is a very interesting story there. Where let's see, who was behind Ultraman USA?
Because I believe Hanna-Barbera was involved in the production.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was a collaboration between the Japanese studio Tsuburaya Productions and Hanna-Barbera Productions. Together, they produced a pilot, a movie pilot. In English, it's known as Ultraman: The Adventure Begins, in which 3 military pilots get the powers of Ultraman, and they each turn into superheroes to fight several monsters. And yeah, it's known in Japan as Ultraman USA. And unfortunately, the pilot never got picked up for a series. So it pretty much, that project just ended right there with that failed pilot movie from '87. And yeah, you can actually find it online in you can find the movie online on YouTube, and available on Blu-ray for like $60 from in Japan.
Yikes.
Well, speaking of Ultraman, we came across this article last week that may be of interest to you, dude.
Oh yeah, the new movie. I hadn't looked into that yet.
Raiden and Steve were very interested in how that's going to go about, because Ultraman is not as big in the US as he is in Japan, whereas Japan, he's probably
He's Japan's Superman.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that.
He's definitely more popular currently than Super Sentai, I'd say.
Wow.
Let me see if I can find the... Oh yeah, Super Sentai has been on a huge decline recently, where normally whenever...
yeah, it's not looking good.
Yeah, whenever Sentai is like on the down slope, usually they rely on a Dino Sentai to pick them back up. But unfortunately, after doing their 4th Dino Sentai, obviously they've had diminishing returns, and so not even dinosaurs can help them this time around. Let me see if I can find out.
I did hear in the new Sentai they're trying to win back, especially with that new
Zenkaiser, yeah. It's like they have like one White Ranger, and the rest of them are robots based off of past Megazords.
Yeah, I saw photos of that, and when I saw the Zenkaiser dude, I was like, oh, okay. And for me, Gokaiser was the last Super Sentai series I really gave a shit about.
Yeah, a lot of people would say that was the last good Sentai. That's the thing. The 6. Wait, hold on. I just want to say Go Buster, I think, was before that, maybe. Yeah. But guess what? So all right. So the 5th member of Zenkaiger is a Gold Gokaiger Ranger.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So here's the sales from the last 5 years for Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, and Ultraman. And you can see right here the amazing growth that Ultraman's been receiving ever since 2017, after they had dealt with that, bullshit lawsuit involving that one Thailand company that tried to steal the international rights to Ultraman, distribution rights, in general. So once they were able to prove that one Thai company had zero access to Ultraman, then they were able to get the ball rolling in getting Ultraman out there into Western markets. And so since 2017, they've had this amazing growth. Meanwhile, Super Sentai has been on a huge downward spiral. And Kamen Rider, funny enough, had been on a decent growth as the most popular superhero, and then Kamen Rider Saber happened, and then a huge nosedive.
I can't lie. After 01, I don't know, Saber. I tried to get into it.
I mean, that's a story. That's the story I heard from everyone. It's like they had a fresh start with 01. and then they fucked it up with Kamen Rider Saber, where even as toyetic as Kamen Rider fans have gotten used to stuff being, it was like, okay, no, this is too toyetic. We're entering Batman and Robin levels of toy commercials here.
Yeah.
And then Shoma's joined the chat.
Oh my god. And Shoma said, "Screw Go Buster. What about Kyoryuger?"
Oh yeah,
I always
like that one.
I always refer to that as Dinosaur Cannibal.
Yeah, especially with the Kyoryugen freaking transformation.
Exactly.
Oh my god, the toy. Oh my lord, I love it. I love that.
Now I've got now I've got that tune stuck in my head.
with them shuffling about before they I wonder if I should find like a clip of Kamen Rider Saber just to show you how like ridiculous it is with like the toys and the music and the it's like Kamen Rider has had this issue for me where it's like there's just constant noise just playing in the background, like sound effects on top of sound effects on top of sound effects.
That's a figure wars I would get, like the blue version of Saber. Oh, no, let's see what the image of that.
And another thing to add to Ultraman is that Marvel has been doing first a miniseries, and now it's got another series of Ultraman comics going.
Right. Let's see. Looking at this article, sorry, go ahead.
I think the latest one has got artwork done by well-known kaiju artist Matt Frank.
Oh yeah, he did do a cover. He did do one cover art for the series, I believe.
And Shoma says 01 coherent sci-fi narrative, Saber incoherent toy vomit. Based on Kaiju's description, that would be accurate.
Let's see. Trying to look for that one clip I've shown to other friends. Okay, here we go. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to share this on the stream, given how Bandai can.
Mr. Beast kind of ruined us all.
Yeah, we had
Why?
our live stream interrupted a week or two ago, even though they've been okay with it up until now. We actually had the live stream interrupted until we stopped playing the clip.
Damn you, Beast Man!
It is what it is.
Yeah. And in this clip here, we have like Kamen Rider Saber putting together like 3 different power-ups. This is a weird thing. So Kamen Rider Saber has a rather interesting power-up system. Like ever since the start of the 2010s, all the Kamen Riders have had this like collectible piece of merchandise where it's like, oh, here's multi-forms based off of little gimmick toy gimmicks that that they collect over the course of the series. So it's like, oh, here's a bunch of cards that make me transform. Here's a couple of coins that transform. Here's a couple of chips that make me transform.
Did I mention Kamen Rider X8?
X8. Here's a bunch of video games that make me video game cartridges that make me transform. So in this thing, the main gimmick is books. So books make them transform based on the powers of that story. So I thought, okay, you know what? This may be interesting. This could be like the thing that can get kids into reading books. This could be like Kamen Rider Page Master, essentially, but good. But here's the thing, like there are some books that they have that are like based off of public domain stories, like Journey to the West, Peter Pan. And then later on, they just immediately give up as soon as they introduce the book concept. And it's like, oh, here's a book about aquatic animals, so he gives me water powers. Here's a book that gives about fucking lightning, so he gives me electricity powers. It's like they completely give up on having anything to do with actual books, or, be it public domain or not. So they completely throw that concept out the window and just say, oh, here's a book that gives me water powers. Here's a book that gives me fire powers. And they incorporate nothing about the actual books into their stories. So in this one clip alone, he's just like, the main character's just combining like 3 books together just to give him like super fire powers. And it's just constant noise that never like ends.
Didn't they do a similar thing with regards to the means to try and sell toys when Dex had 2 different upgrades for his Masked Rider form?
I mean, that was kind of the start. Like, Kamen Rider Black RX was not the first Kamen Rider to have multiple forms. I believe, like, back in the 70s, Kamen Rider Stronger had technically a super mode. But yeah, I would say Black RX, which is the series that led to the creation of Saban's Masked Rider, did incorporate a Kamen Rider switching between multiple forms. In this case, the Bio Rider and Robo Rider forms. I forgot what the American Saban names were, but yeah, he would switch constantly between those 3 forms. But that is like nothing compared to modern Kamen Rider and their like 20 different power-up forms.
Yeah, trust me, I've seen half. Yeah, it goes crazy.
Yeah, so looking back now, Black RX with its 3 forms, it's like super conservative compared to now.
Might have been a precursor for might have been a precursor for the thing that was to come with Mega Ranger, which would then get adapted into Power Rangers Mega Force.
Oh no! That
was
Mega
Gokaiger.
Yeah, Gokaiger became
Power Rangers Super Mega Force.
Yeah. Mega Ranger became In Space.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If just remember, on the In Space Megazord, the blue one, there's a giant M on his chest for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, that series was actually based on.
And it was super different. It was like based on computer games or some shit.
It was meant to be based on the internet.
Right. In fact, if you look at the belts on the Space/Mega Ranger designs, all their belts are meant to look like the email symbol.
Yeah. You know what? As a kid owning a lot of Power Rangers based stuff, like that always like why is there an envelope? Like what? Well, there you go.
And whenever they show like stock footage of Power Rangers, and like if you happen to look closely enough at their belt buckles, it says Jew Ranger on them.
Oh,
yeah, it did.
In plain old English lettering. Let's see. Renshoma says, "It amazes me how Toei could sup." I'm guessing he meant to say suck. How Toei could suck with these amazing show concepts, but never do anything with them. Oh, come up. Okay. It amazes me how Toei could come up with these amazing show concepts, but never do anything with them after the first few episodes.
Yeah.
Let's see. So going back to Ultraman, yeah, so CG animated movie coming to Netflix with help from ILM. And that was very surprising there. Industrial Light and Magic, they're essentially like the go-to, like Steven Spielberg's go-to CG company for all of his movies. So I'm surprised that they ILM even does Netflix projects. Let's see. I'm just going to take a quick look here to see if they've done anything Netflix in the past. Let's see. I guess they did the Cloverfield project, Paradox, Other Side of the Wind. Never heard of that. Bird Box. Okay. Spider-Man. The Irishman. Six Underground. We Can Be Heroes.
I think that was supposed to be the Shark Boy and Lava Girl sequel.
Right. So I guess ILM, they still do a lot of big projects to this day. I mean, for instance, they did all the new Star Wars movies. And when it comes to Netflix, they've definitely done the more high-profile Netflix movie releases. So I'm very curious to see what they can do with Ultraman. And looking at that teaser image, it looks like they're clearly, again, it's like they're doing the Mighty Morphin thing by focusing on something that looks like the original Ultraman as opposed to anything else. Again, I'm also on, and given that we were just talking about having 2 versions of He-Man on Netflix, I guess they're going to do the 2 versions of Ultraman on Netflix as well, with this and the Ultraman anime that has been on hiatus for like the last 2 years, it seems, based on that manga sequel series.
I hope so, because I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, so did I.
I really like that. I really like that secondary rider with the sword. His dryness made the show great for me. Oh
yeah. Dan Moriboshi was a badass in that series.
He was that guy. I love him.
And anything else? Yeah, I guess not as much information here from the Ultraman movie, but yeah, it's definitely a big sign that Tsuburaya, unlike Toei, Tsuburaya is willing to commit fully to bringing Ultraman to the West. Now that they got nothing holding them back. Meanwhile, you have like Toei, which opened up this like Toei Tokusatsu channel so they can upload episodes of their TV shows, except it's all random and a lot of it is blocked in other countries. In fact, it was so pathetic with how Toei handled their YouTube channel that the first day they opened up their YouTube channel, it got blocked and taken down by themselves.
Awkward.
Yeah, because again, they're so used to just like blocking everything anytime anyone ever uploads clips of their shows onto YouTube.
Oh, so the Spoonie approach.
Oh boy. Yeah.
That's a name I have not heard for a very long time. Yeah.
Don't tell me how to play.
Well, we would. Well, we wouldn't have to if you were actually good.
Or if he actually did anything aside from Let's Plays. So, and Shoma also mentioned Netflix ILM to do a fully animated Ultraman film sounds cool, but then you realize Netflix likes to burn money while also throwing flaming money at flaming projects already on fire. Care to elaborate, Raph?
Yes.
I have a couple.
Like what?
365 days.
What project is that?
No. That's just me with a grudge with all the BS romantic movies or lack thereof.
Okay, then I guess that would okay. So now you mentioned it, Netflix has a reputation of just sort of like accepting anything and everything and just making it as cheaply as possible to add it to their growing library of contents and of original content, since every other big company seems to be pulling out in favor of making their own Netflix knockoff streaming service.
I like Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, yeah, HBO Max.
Yeah. Which later this month they're going to be showing the Friends reunion episode.
Oh yeah, I saw that trailer. I'm pretty excited.
That's gonna be interesting.
And Sean, let's go ahead.
It has to be said, I don't know what it is about Friends, but aside from one or two jokes that could be seen as a little bit impolitically correct today, the chemistry, the writing, and the banter is still so fresh to this day.
Yeah.
And this is something I got out of my system, which was like, I think maybe first or second episode back after I taken a sabbatical with my anxiety a little bit earlier this year. Because Friends was something I would binge watch just to try and get my mind to get distracted. I kind of saw things from Rachel's point of view. Every time Ross would say, "We were on a break," and I'm like, "Oh, dude, shut the fuck up!" And even Raiden and Liz were like chipping in their 2 cents in. It's just like, dude, what the hell? Seriously? Because he would hammer that home to the point where people were bored of it. And even Liz is like, I'm like channeling this, but it's like, dude, if you say that one more time, I'm breaking up with you.
Damn.
It will be interesting to see what they do with that reunion special. Probably in a similar vein to what they did with that Fresh Prince reunion special. I mean, the fact that they had the original Aunt Viv show up on set for the first time since season 3. That was pretty special, and the fact that she and Will buried the hatchet finally.
Yeah, because yeah, they have been going at it for years.
Well, mostly Aunt Viv. Meanwhile, Will Smith has just been sort of ignoring it for the most part.
I mean, the way she was ousted, I'll grant her that. They did her dirty. But, to my understanding, she was very difficult to work with.
Right. So I guess it's sort of that thing where it's like, it's everyone's fault to some degree.
And has to be said, I don't know what it is about Alfonso Ribeiro and Tatiana Ali, but they've not aged a day. Karen Parsons,
the fountain of youth.
Karen Parsons, however, don't get me wrong, still looks great, but she doesn't look as youthful as her on-screen siblings. I don't know why. Maybe she just dealt with some stuff in her life. I mean, I don't know.
Right, could be just, simple genetics.
Yeah. Tatiana's 40, yet she looked like she was 20.
God damn!
Mind you, on the subject of Netflix, season 3 of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous finally released on Friday, and shit gets darker.
Oh,
really?
We've got another hybrid.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Yikes.
E750 turns out to be what Dr. Wu refers to as the Scorpius Rex, and this thing is a mixture of Velociraptor, T-Rex, Spinosaurus, and scorpion fish, which means this thing is poisonous with its quills. And there's kind of much more character development with the campers this time. You kind of see this pull and divide between Darius and Ben. I mean, for anybody who's been watching, Ben has probably gone through the biggest character change from being the very timid, germophobic kid who never really liked the idea of the outdoors. Now he's pretty much become Jungle Boy, as some of them have dubbed him. And you just see the rest of the group trying to get along to the point where the story finally ties into Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but you see like the opening events happen, but it's seen from a much different angle, so it's like being, seeing the story through a set of different eyes, and they've finally gotten off the island. Finally. It definitely goes to places, and Rexy finally gets one more appearance before season 3 times out, but there's kind of that hint there's going to be a 4th season, because on the yacht that got compromised by the baryonyx from this hunting couple that stumbled onto the island, you see a door handle on the yacht starting to fidget a little bit, and then you can hear like the snarls of the baryonyx on there, and you think, Oh, this will get interesting if we get a 4th season, and this season actually had 2 extra episodes, because whereas the first 2 seasons only had 8 episodes each, this one actually went all the way to 10. And Raiden, just a heads up, Kenji is as much of an ass in this one as he's been in previous seasons.
You know what? Funny you mentioned that. I haven't seen photos of him just showing off his body and all that. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Okay, this is what MJ's been talking about.
Yeah, Raiden, let me put it to you this way. After 1 episode of seeing him in there, you would be backhanding him so hard, you'd have to go, okay, homie, I'm going to have to take a break for 3 hours. My hand's getting too tired from slandering you for all this time. Think of, like, the most annoying character in any show you could think of. That's Kenji in a nutshell. And just for a heads up, Kaiju, he uses a lot of bro frat boy talk.
Okay.
He's one of them.
I did see a video which went by Best in Slot, thinking about where season 4 might go. Including something which came out in the toy listings for Camp Cretaceous, which could lean a bit further both into Dominion and Jurassic Park 3.
I'm listening.
Because it all has to deal with, because he theorized, rather than going to Costa Rica like they initially planned to, they might end up taking a wrong turn on the ocean and end up at Site B.
Oh, that's not going to end well.
Which, again, could hint at a possible return of Spinosaurus.
But here's a little thing. Site B is supposed to be abandoned because all of the animals were supposed to have been taken off of Site B and put onto Isla Nublar, and this is where I have a few problems with that. Because by the end of The Lost World, it's established that there's at least 3 tyrannosaurs on that island, and in Jurassic Park 3, there's like legions upon legions of velociraptors, and 1 Spinosaurus, and now -1 juvenile Tyrannosaurus adult. So, if all that's true, why weren't these animals on Isla Nublar when it got to Jurassic World? Because it's established Rexy's the only Tyrannosaur on that island.
I'm thinking.
Fuck you, that's why.
I was waiting for that.
How long I've not heard that.
Apparently they're trying. The reason that this might be the case is that they're trying to connect the dots more or less. That there's, because from where we see the scene that happens in Fallen Kingdom, there's still about a year period before the rest of the events of Fallen Kingdom take place.
Yeah, from what they showed on the episode Whatever It Takes, there's a 6-month timeline between Jurassic World and the opening scene of Fallen Kingdom, and then after that, there's a 3-year gap before they try to essentially ape what they did with the Lost World Jurassic Park, which is take the animals off the island wholesale. If what you're saying is true, that they're going to Isla Sorna and not Costa Rica, it'll certainly extend what possibilities you can do with those characters, because I started watching, when I was, like I say, going through my sabbatical, and I've really come to like and appreciate the characters because you feel like you're on that journey with them. And I've been, saying to Raiden for ages, like, Darius is just like an amazing character that he can relate to. The one who's probably my second favorite is Yasmina, because like Ben, she goes through her own evolution where she's kind of the silent, solitary, moody type, yet you see this slightly softer, gentler side that comes out when Sammy makes friends with her, and you really see that come to full fruition when Sammy gets poisoned by the S-Rex's quills, and Yasmina, who's a track star runner, so basically think like a female version of Kurt Angle, but without the obnoxiousness. And she basically, runs from one end of the island to the other just to bring back an antidote, just to save her friend from dying. Which, I think the series is extremely well written, considering how mixed reception Fallen Kingdom got. And I'm starting to see more and more of it. I mean, as an action movie, it delivers. But as a Jurassic Park movie, you're like, okay, when you make Jurassic Park 3 watchable, you've screwed up. But no, I like the way Camp Cretaceous is done because the characters are solid. They all have their own flaws and their own quirks. And they couldn't have picked... a better vocal cast. My go-tos, Darius for one. I love the girl that they got as Brooklyn because she's got like a ton of sass to her, and I've even tried to impress Lids on this because Sammy Gutierrez is actually supposed to be this ranch girl who's Texan but of Mexican descent, and she's just nothing but a lovable farm girl from start to finish. Just like, think like Lids but without the over the top snarkiness and sarcasm. It's kind of like a toned down version of her. But I'll probably go back to binge watch season 3 because if the first season is just getting you eased into what is going to happen, season 2 is a lot more about exploring the secrets on the island. Season 3 is nothing but a rollerball from start to finish because you don't get a chance to breathe for one iota of a second. And it's done like where the kids are almost in constant peril. And it's not something I've really seen of anything Jurassic Park related where kids are in peril like that. Probably not since the first movie. But I think with the way movies are made today, they don't really seem to portray kids in peril as much as what Lex and Tim went through. But then again, the world's gone through some changes in the last near 30 years because it's just the way it is. I mean, I was explaining this to somebody at work today, but like some of the things that were said in the 60s and 80s respectively in TV and movies. You could say certain things back then that were socially acceptable. Now, if you go and say them, you not only get the book thrown at you, you get the author thrown at you along with the publishing building and probably the entire publishing company. Because just to give you context, and I'm going to love to hear Raiden's reaction. Remember when I did my Stingray retrospective 7 years ago? There's a scene, and Steve probably knows where I'm going to go with this. There's a scene in Sea of Oil where there's an exchange between Prez and Troy, not the president, just the character, where he goes, "Hi, Marina. Marina's from Under the Sea, Prez. She can't talk. Oh, a silent woman, huh? That's even better. You can't say that today. You cannot say that today."
No.
Equally so, I can't remember the episode name off by heart from Thunderbirds, but there's an exchange between an MI5 agent and Lady Penelope, where he simply says, "You don't really want all the dangers of what it's like to be a secret agent. No, Lady Penelope, you just keep being you. A beautiful lady." I'm like, yeah, you can't say that either today.
I think that was the man. I think it might have been the man from MI5.
No. That was the one where they were trying to steal a top secret film from a submarine.
I've got it. I remember now. 30 Minutes After Noon.
That's the one. That was the one with the
bracelet
exploding
gang.
wristwatch.
Yep.
And of course, as you all know, the interview scene from The Secret of My Success, where can you be an insert woman here? Raiden no, their job will instantly be removed today.
Oh, Lord.
Well, like I say, before you saw that review, you're probably thinking, what the actual hell? But back then in the 80s, that was socially acceptable to say. Now, not so much. And of course, what wouldn't be socially acceptable today? Al Bundy.
Yeah. Listen, look. I don't care what people say. He's the hero that we need. I don't care if they cancel him now. He will still talk.
Imagine, it's like we said maybe a month ago. It's like, imagine if they did like a Married with Children episode where Al Bundy discovers Twitter.
Oh God! Oh my God! I will follow him on Twitter. I don't care.
You imagine him, trying to roast SJWs on Twitter. He'd have a freaking field day.
Oh my God! I will retweet that. I will retweet the hell out of that.
Oh dear. But yeah, and like I say, I implore Raiden with this. Later, when you've got time, seriously, get up to speed with season 3 of Camp Cretaceous, because dude, you're gonna get your money's worth from your subscription fee and then some.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll probably check it out after I'm done watching season 4 of Castlevania.
Oh yeah, that came out this week.
Yep.
I'm amazed how quickly they've been actually making these series. Because Camp Cretaceous originally kicked off last summer. Season 2 didn't show up until the end of January, and then 5 months later we had season 3. Whereas with Castlevania, most of that is actually hand drawn.
Seems like they're
that's
trying
That's what I love. I mean, I'm the type of person who loves hand-drawn animation.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like they're building up to Dominion coming out next year.
Yeah. They have really got to do something next year that's not only going to expand upon with the dinosaurs now on the mainland and probably the rest of the world, but they've got to do something that's going to wash the taste of Fallen Kingdom out of our mouths, because here's the thing. I enjoy it for what it is, but if someone was to say, oh, Fallen Kingdom is as good as Jurassic Park, all I got to say to that is, hold my cannon, monster. No, it ain't. I mean, this is how I see it at the moment. Joint bottom is Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic Park 3. That is how I feel about that. Next up, you have Jurassic World. then Lost World, and Jurassic Park, the original is still the one to beat. Because it's very rare when a sequel outdoes the original. And I know I've used this example so many times before, but the only one sequel that I can think of where it's better than the original is Spider-Man 2. Well, that actually does remind me, in season 3, the campers actually discovered Jurassic Park. Not necessarily the original park itself, but they do find the visitor center building and they interact with Blue. They didn't necessarily call her Blue by name because they've never heard her name called out. They just referred to her as the Blue Raptor. And compies are like magpies. They like shiny things.
Yeah, those little bastards.
I fucking hate those little things. They refer to them as like, you know, the rats of the dinosaur world.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah. Well,
Just
go on, man.
well, at least rats don't swarm on you in packs like compies do.
Yeah.
No, but bites from rats can be just as nasty as a bite from a compy. Because remember, compies in Jurassic Park lore have venom in their teeth, and rats. Well, remember the bubonic plague?
Yeah.
Nope.
Fortunately.
So, yeah. Oh, and the Scorpius Rex. I think someone must have been watching Godzilla 98 because the Scorpius Rex reproduces asexually.
Oh, joy.
Oh no.
Yeah, just when we thought we'd, got ourselves away from Godzilla 98. I don't necessarily hate that movie. I just think, like other people, it was a missed opportunity to actually try and do something competently. I mean,
The way they did, I mean, listen, I'm okay with the way that Godzilla look. The way that origin was bullshit.
Yep.
I mean, show me the way. I was like, what the?
If anyone's gonna be responsible for creating a nuclear abomination, why the French?
I don't know.
Because they don't want to portray America in a negative light.
Exactly.
Or for a minute there, Kaiju, you sounded exactly like Guru.
Orson Welles. The French. The French. If any of you haven't seen that sketch where they did a parody of Orson Welles' drunken commercial recordings, I gotta show it to you now.
Yeah. I know about the Peas commercial, about the outtakes from the Peas commercial.
July. If you tell me it's in July, I will go down on you.
Because for a fact, Maurice LaMarche used to practice the lines for the brain by repeating those the dialogue from those clips.
What was it like? There's a farm where Mrs. Buckley lives. Every July, peas are grown there. It's sick. You're such pests. There's no money that's worth this. Hell, I need the money anyways. Oh, what luck. There's a French fry in my beard.
Oh, good. And Shoba, let's also not forget Path of Destruction, the episode of Thunderbirds where a malfunctioning deforestation machine is all caused by Mexican food poisoning and the stereotypes that cooked it. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
Let's see. Okay, here's the clip right here. There you go. There's the comedy sketch if you want to check it out.
Hang on. Let me, Oh dear. This is going to be interesting.
And I'm at 0-0.
Okay.
Hang on.
So,
I'm at 0 as well. Better turn the volume up.
Have any of you actually seen the outtakes from the real champagne commercial Orson Welles was on?
Not the
No.
champagne commercial, no.
Okay, so this is a parody of that, where he was literally shit-faced, drunk, and just had to, like, repeat his lines of... Oh, he kept forgetting his lines again and again. So this is, like, a parody of that. So once we're done with this, I'll show you the actual version.
Okay.
okay.
3,
Right?
2, 1, play. Oh boy.
Action. Action, Austin, please.
He doesn't do anything?
Cut.
Ah, the French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle in like the best French spirits. It's fermented in the bottle in like the best French spirits. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired.
I like how the middle actor's like looking to the cameras like, is this still going on?
French spirits, it's vintage dated. Ah, there is a California champagne by you.
1, 2, take 8, action.
The French. The French. You see, my friend, we've both been boiled alive. I by the studio system. You by the cook, Graciosa. Tasty indeed.
Cut.
There is a California champagne by Mumrah. We know a little place where Mrs. Buckley lives. Every July, peas grow.
Cut.
What?
The wrong commercial, Oliver.
Roast bird.
Keep doing this. Can you at least turn on the air conditioning?
There's too much directing around here.
Do we have a medic?
Action.
The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence.
You gotta
It's
admire
mine.
the other
I
actor
brought
for
this
trying to keep
home.
a straight face like that.
Yeah.
There's no money that's worth this. You people are such pests.
That's right.
I wanted to eat my chicken. You tell me I know a meal when I see one. There's no money that's worth any of it.
Okay, cut.
Oh dear.
You know, it's not my fault, old man.
Yeah, I know.
If they knew who I was, they should have asked me to direct the picture. I know how to deal with difficult actors. Is this the wine?
Oh, yeah.
It's Paul Masson. Yes. You know, there is this California champagne that Paul Masson makes, and it's inspired by the best French champagnes. Like the finest French spirits, it's vintage dated and fermented in the bottle. There's nothing like a good Paul Masson with a meal of chicken and bread and cantaloupe and cheese and kiwi fruits and grapes and a crab.
Oh my gosh.
No, let me share with you the original version.
Oh my.
Ooh.
Okay, so you're gonna see what inspired this sketch. It's based on a true story by Paul Masson.
Oh god, let me find it.
Kind of reminds me about
This is it.
when some of the G1 voice actors told them of their experiences while working with Orson Welles on the original Transformers movie.
What did they say?
Apparently,
he was drunk all the time.
Well, he was very. Wally Burr, who was the voice director of a lot of the animation in the 80s. He had a very strict way of doing things, and because Orson was well known for his tantrums, they did not get on well together.
Of course. There's too much directing here. They should have let me direct the picture. I know what it's like to deal with a difficult actor.
Yeah, tragic in a way, because that was one of the last roles he ever did, and he couldn't even remember what he did.
Right. He was probably too drunk, too hungry the whole time. I'm just doing this for the paycheck so I can buy my next fried chicken.
And I'm at 0.
Same.
Me too.
Save.
3, 2, 1, play.
Turn camera. Mark. 102, take 1. With overlap, action please. Action Orson, please.
Just do anything?
No, sorry, cut. You're rolling. 102, take 2.
Doesn't do anything.
Ah, the French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated. So Paul Masson.
102, take 3. Action, please.
Champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated.
This is your Unicron,
so
folks.
Oh God, I forgot he was Unicron.
Yeah.
Oh, he really sounded like he was off his head.
Like I said, this dude just came to work. He pretty much drank. He was like, it's a champagne bottle, so I should get into character. Yes, I will consume all of the French champagne. It's vintage dated.
Oh my God, this weed is so dank.
I smoked only the finest of blunts. I should smoke
Where is Snoop Dogg? You must have the best, dankest of weed.
Yes, always.
Oh my God.
The most accuracy. I'm reading the comments. The most accuracy you'll ever get from an alcohol commercial. Orson Welles was a true professional. In every take, he never spit the wine out or let any of it go.
Okay.
Oh God. Oh dear God.
This footage is so classic and needs to be scanned in 4K and released by Criterion.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ comments, Orson was always a big fan of my blood.
Know who's a pro? Know who's a pro? These two actors sitting there with him and not losing it once at this sound.
Biggest professionals I've ever seen.
Yeah, another comment, the woman is doing everything in her power not to laugh.
Man, I would die laughing.
The sound of an English veteran of the Hundreds Years' War having a flashback.
Don't need to drink the wine.
I was about to read that.
Don't need to drink the wine out every take, Orson. Orson, stop. Spit it out. Spit it into my hands, Orson. Spit the wine into my hands.
He doesn't do anything. The cry of a man who up to that point had no doubt poured being poured a fresh glass of champagne at the start of every take before that.
No, you dummies. You give him the complimentary years of supply of champagne after he does the commercial. After!
At 0:56, when you're in French class, halfway sleeping, and suddenly the teacher calls you out. The French!
0:25, when you know what a gift is ahead of time, but try not to act surprised.
God.
If he was in French class, though, wouldn't the proper reaction be, "Ah, le français"?
He's probably too drunk to think of that, Steve.
To this day, very day, the silent guy holding the bottle brags to everybody who will listen about the time he worked with Wells.
He'll never let that down. Oh, he'll never let that down.
0:25, sounds like he's awakening from a nightmare.
This one. Part of me feels he was trolling the director.
Probably was.
Probably.
Let me see if I can find that the last bit of Orson Welles with the frozen peas outtakes.
Oh no.
We know a remote farm in Lincolnshire where Mrs. Buckley lives. Every July, peas grow there. Do you really mean that?
Okay, I found it. It's a bit on the quiet side, but I think it'll work.
Oh boy.
And this is the part that the Animaniacs actually went out, or Pinky and the Brain actually went out of their way to recreate.
Zod!
Zoid!
Alright, let me know when you're at 0-0.
I am ready.
Me too.
3, 2, 1, go.
Do you want to go through everything and then come back?
No, tell me. I usually prefer to, but tell me what's wrong.
All right, I just think the very opening could be a little...
Nothing is more important than the simple act of people getting together.
Good. Could I have one more go, Lawson, please? Sorry.
What?
Could I have just one more take of that?
Why? I just did it right. I'm in there. One more word out of you and you go. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
I take
I'm the
direction from
director
one
here.
person under protest, but from two I don't sit still. Who the hell are you anyway?
No, I'm the engineer.
Well, why the hell are you asking
I'm the
me for
engineer.
Well, I thought there was a slight bonk, and I would just like to be safe.
Jesus. What is a gonk? Do you mind telling me what that is?
No, a bang from outside.
A bang from outside.
Well, he poured himself another glass of wine just now.
Can I see Mrs. Rogers for a minute, please?
Yes, certainly.
Oh, God.
We know a remote farm in Lincolnshire where Mrs. Buckley lives. Every July, peas grow there. Do you really mean that?
Yeah, so in other words, I'd start half a second late.
Don't you think you really want to say July over the snow? Isn't that the fun of it?
If you can make it almost when that shot disappears, it'll make my...
I think it's so nice that you see a snow-covered field and say every July peas grow there. We know a remote farm in Lincolnshire where Mrs. Buckley lives. Every July, peas grow there. We aren't even in the fields, you see.
Don't think about it too hard, Orson. You'll give yourself an aneurysm.
I don't understand you then. What must be over for July?
When we get out of that snowy field.
Well, I was out. We were onto a can of peas.
Is it just me, or does he sound like Kelsey Grammer a little bit?
Yes, always. I'm
yes,
always.
That's where I get my catchphrase. Yes,
well,
always.
That's about where I'd say
yes.
July.
You emphasize a bit in.
In July.
And, you know, I'm getting
Why?
big
That doesn't
voice
make any sense.
Bellator and Sean Connery.
Sorry. There's no known way of saying an English sentence in which you begin a sentence with in and emphasize it. Get me a jury and show me how you can say in July, and I'll go down on you. It's just idiotic. Forgive me for saying so. That's just stupid. In July.
And of
I'd
course
love
they
to know how
changed
you
the
emphasize
Animaniacs
in
where
and
he
in
says,
July.
I'll make cheese for you.
Impossible. Meaningless.
I think all they were thinking about was that they didn't want to.
He isn't thinking.
Wilson, can we just do one last?
Yeah?
And it was my fault. I said in July. If you can leave every July.
You didn't say it. He said it. Your friend.
Your friend.
Every July?
So after the show.
No, you don't really mean every July.
It is.
But that's bad copy. It's in July. Of course it's every July. Too much directing around here. Norway.
That's the line.
Fish fingers North Indus, Norway. We know a certain fjord in Norway, near where the cod gather in great shoals. There, Jan Stangeland.
Fraction more on that shows thing, because you rolled it around very nicely.
Yeah, roll it around and I have no more time. You don't know what I'm up against. Because it's full of things that are only correct because they're grammatical, but they're tough on the ear, you see. This is a very wearying one. It's unpleasant to read. Unrewarding. Because Findus frees the cod at sea and then add a crumb crisp coating. That's tough, crumb crisp coating. I think, no, because of the way it's written, you need to break it up, because it's not as conversationally written. What? Take crumb. Take crumb.
Crumb crisp
Good.
coating?
Here under protest is beef burgers. We know a little place in the American far west where Charlie Briggs chops up the finest prairie-fed beef and tastes... This is a lot of shit, you know that. You want one more? More on what beef?
You missed the first beef, actually, completely.
What do you mean missed it?
You're emphasizing prairie fed.
But you can't emphasize beef. That's like his wanting me to emphasize in before July. Come on, fellas, you're losing your heads. I wouldn't direct any living actor like this in Shakespeare. Well, you do this. It's impossible.
Orson, you did 6 last year, and by far and away the best, and I know the reason.
The right reading for this is the one I'm giving it.
At the moment.
I spent 20 times more for you people than any other commercial I've ever made. You are such pests. Now, what is it you want?
No, I think...
In your depths of your ignorance, what is it
Whatever
it is you want, I can't deliver because I just don't see it.
That was absolutely fine, it really was.
You isn't worth it. No money is worth it.
There's no money that's worth this.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, God damn it, Orson, just read the fucking lines and you're done.
Oh, God.
Again, the comments here are gold. Orson managed to turn a peas commercial into a nefarious plot to over-direct him.
Oh, my God.
I take directions from one person under protest, but from 2, I won't sit still for it.
Each bowl is chock full of delicious pea. Oh no! I'm not reading the rest of that. No.
Oh God,
That's actually a line from The Critic where they did a parody of that commercial. Where it's like, did I really say that? There's no money that's worth this. It's terrible. I quit.
Just to take a few peas for the road.
Who the hell are you, anyways?
A rich, full-body wine that's sensibly priced at $1 a jug. And now for little magic, I shall make this wine disappear. And you're like, oh no.
That's another line from The Critic. The Critic did a lot of skits with Maurice Lamar as Orson Welles doing his brain voice.
And it works so well.
The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. I think. Yeah, go ahead. I think you were going to read the one I was going to look at.
I think this must be one of the most wonderful insults I've ever heard. In the depths of your ignorance, what is it you want?
1 minute 18, pouring himself a tall flute of Parmesan and downing it in one go. There's too much directing around here. Here under protest is beef burgers. We know a little place in the American far west where Charlie Briggs chops up the finest prairie-fed beef and tastes. There's a lot of shit, you know that?
I don't know why, but I love the way he says crumb crisp coating.
Yeah.
One more word from you and you go. Orson Welles is such a boss that he doesn't even need to be behind the camera to direct.
Here under protest is beef burgers.
I'll go down on you.
Yeah. I lived in Japan in the 70s, and he was plugging Japanese whiskey on their TV. He could read an instruction manual for installing a toilet, and he can make it sound like a literary classic. Give me a jury. Let's see. Can I see Mrs. Rogers for a minute, please? Yeah, this is amazing.
Oh, what luck. There's a french fry stuck in my beard.
We're talking about growing peas and she's already picked them. Lol. Oh, God. Oh,
So there you have it. There's the life and times of late Orson Welles.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, good lord.
That was the can of worms that I was introduced to.
Yes.
Can of worms.
Always.
Always. Let's see. And Shoma says, Orson. Yeah.
You know what? That's where the inspiration of Brain's voice came from.
Yep.
You mean you didn't know?
Oh, boy.
Hey man, I didn't know who Orson Welles was until I watched Transformers the movie.
How dare you, in the depths of your ignorance? How do you not know the greatness of Orson Welles?
I know now.
You're such a pest, you know that. There's no money that's worth this live stream.
Wasn't he in the Muppet movie as well?
Yes, he was. He was the guy that Kermit pitched the show to at the very end.
Prepare the standard rich and famous contract.
He looks at the Kermit's puppeteer. Does he do anything? And Shoma says Orson Welles looks like he's about to explode with an army of drunken cats. And Shoma also says peas grown in July. Orson's right. You cannot grow food in a month. A month is a non-physical, I don't know what he's trying to say. Measure of time. Where can you put that effing dirt? There's no amount of money worth this chat section.
Stephen, Sean's going, was he drunk in that movie? Probably.
Yes, always. His bottle of Parmesan just off screen.
Got a little. Go on, man.
I think one reviewer who I ended up watching, who was talking about Transformers the movie, one of the things he ended up saying was that Orson, when he was doing Transformers the movie, was about the size of a planet himself.
Got a little something for Kaiju that's probably gonna get him as laughing as much as we did when we first saw this. Now, Steve and Raider, you've already seen this, but I have to hear Kaiju's reaction to this.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Grammarly can help you read quickly and confidently, so you never have to slow down at work.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, we've already shown this before, but it's one of those, you have to see this.
Yeah,
Right, I'm ready.
I think I'd let Kyle do. I think I would.
When you're ready, Kaiju.
I'm ready.
3,
Fun.
2, 1, play.
Oh, wow. So this is the future?
Yeah, I invented time travel.
You did?
It's surprisingly easy.
Let me guess. You watched Terminator.
No. Time cop. Backward.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I know how the future plays out. After a successful
These actors
campaign,
look great.
I become president
I
of
know.
the United States of America. I invent flying cars, and then we get our ass to Mars. Perfect future.
Well, it's kind of like that. Save for the flying cars and you becoming president and getting your ass to Mars.
That's bullshit.
You want to know what's really bullshit? Check out the top action stars. They're all named Chris.
Chris? God, I hate that name.
I know. In the 80s, your name had to be unpronounceable.
Jackie Chan.
Van Damme.
Dolph Lundgren.
I've been in a movie with him, and I still can't pronounce his name.
And God, what is with them making cartoons for movies
and
now?
show,
Marvel? What is that?
for movies.
So unoriginal.
Oh, this is coming from the guy that makes 17 rand.
17 still in pre-production.
Muscular man.
They're all so big.
Yeah, they almost make me and you look tiny, huh, big guy?
Yeah. Well, you for sure. What, you 5'6", 5'7"?
Oh, yeah? And how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Yeah, in 12-inch lifts.
That's not true. It's 6-inch lives.
I'm confused, yeah.
Why is everyone bald in the future?
Yeah, no, it's like they're all homogeneuses.
You mean homogeneous?
Hey, watch your mouth.
At least they don't have a mullet.
Oh, okay. Because your 1950s flat top is so stylish.
It's not for style, it's for function. I believe in the purity of the hair.
Okay, calm down there, Mr. Austrian Oak.
Ah.
Let's move on. Wow, they're all so pretty.
Yeah, they're all like little girly men.
Yeah, we're the warts, the moles, the mullets.
Well, they're wearing masks, maybe they're ashamed.
Ashamed of what?
The low kill count. I mean, what is this Mickey Mouse bullshit? I mean, we would have killed 100 people by the first act. And even when they do kill someone, they come back in the sequel. I mean, if I was in this movie, I would punch Vision in the stomach and pull out his goddamn spine.
Vision, I think he's the good guy.
Who cares? Remember Total Recall? I just grabbed that bystander and beat him and meat shit and everyone loved it. No one wants to see PG-13. They want to see T2.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You're right, big guy. They want to see the Total Recalls, the Terminators, the Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger. Wow, Sly, you're so funny.
I was being serious. Why does everything look so fake?
It's CGI.
What? What's that?
Advanced graphical illustration composed by a series of learning computers.
Computers? That means they're all nerds.
It's computers, all of it. Even the scripts are composed by a series of algorithms.
That means, well, of course, it means that. What's that mean?
You idiot! It means Skynet won!
What? What's that?
I think he's reloading.
Reloading? A pistol? Come on, everybody knows pistols have unlimited rounds.
I know. And look at him, he's even aiming it.
Back in the 80s, we just pulled the trigger and the bullet always found its target.
I'm telling you, it's a bunch of choir boys compared to us. The choir boys.
Ugh. Are you kidding me?
Is that the weird science kid?
Yeah, and now he's the top grossing action star in the world.
I want to go back to the 80s.
Me too, big guy. Me too. I got an idea. Once we get back to the 80s, how about we find this little Robert Downey Jr. kid?
Oh, he's
and
young
give him a
there.
Yeah. You give him a wedgie, and I'll push his head in the toilet, and I'll flush it, and then I'll punch him in the stomach, and rip out his goddamn spine.
How about we just keep it PG, okay?
I don't like PG. That's why I want to go back to the 80s.
Well, we can. All we gotta do is watch Time Cop.
Smart kid. He read my mind.
With your English, he doesn't have much choice.
What a bad movie. Did you ever stop to think that maybe every decade has bad movies, and our nostalgia just simply clouding our judgment?
That's my secret.
Oh, ad coming up.
I don't think.
At Vitality Health and
All
Life
right, so
Insurance, you can get
I
an
pause
Apple
at
Watch Series 6
5:11
from
because
just
I don't have
£37
ads.
with nothing more to
5:11, you say?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm at 5:11.
All right, you say make the countdown.
3, 2, 1, play.
This was a fantastic video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wow, yeah, still in character.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Okay, it's hard to get out of. That's true. Huge thanks to Sam for helping to make this possible. He's the one that did the deep fake. Check him out if you can. We hope you enjoyed it. And Arnold and Stallone.
Okay, so they were doing
watched this
deep
video,
fakes.
thank you
That's
for
how
making
they
our
were.
job.
They
Absolutely. It was a pleasure.
They made it look so
become you
good.
guys for
Wow.
this video. If
Okay.
you want to see more of the transformation?
That's
Stay
probably
tuned,
like the best
because,
use
we have
of
a little bit
deep
the
fake
outtakes
I've ever
and
seen.
Before and after on what it looked like. Hope you
Yeah,
enjoyed
yeah.
it. And until next time, stay buff. Oh wow! So this is the future?
Yeah, that is crazy.
I invented
Yep.
time travel.
Mm-hmm.
It's surprisingly easy.
The miracle of
Yes,
technology.
You watched Terminator.
Yeah, this truly is very frightening technology, if you ask me. Imagine just like being able to bring back any actor you want in a modern day Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
I become president of the United States of America.
I mean, they've already done it several times by making the young Arnold in the last two Terminator movies, and a young Edward Furlow and young
Linda Hamilton.
What's her name? Linda Hamilton. Yeah, it's already happening. They brought back young Sam Jackson.
They even brought back
Marvel.
Because in
and Vincent
1950s,
Price
flat
in
top
Rogue
is so
One.
stylish.
It's not for style, it's for
They brought
function.
different Vincent Price was in Rogue One.
I believe in the purity of
Well,
the
they
hair.
did. They used a lot of deep fake to make
Calm
the
down there,
actor
Mr. Austriano.
look
Let's
like
move
Vincent
on.
Price.
They want to see the total
Yes,
recall.
okay.
The Terminators,
The difference is,
the cliffhanger.
this is being done with free software, and it looks 10 times better.
Wow, Sly, you're so funny.
Right. I didn't even think. I thought those were legit actors that look alike
Yes,
actors.
You watched Terminator.
No, I watched Time
Wow.
I never knew.
Like I said, this is really scary. It is pretty freaky, man. Also, it's kind of sad to think that like Grand Moff Tarkin, Peter Cushing's Grand Moff Tarkin from Rogue One looks like significantly worse than what these two guys put together.
Yeah.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Yeah.
You mean homogeneous?
Hey, watch your mouth.
You mean homogeneous?
Hey, watch your mouth.
Are you sure you're not confusing Vincent Price with Peter Cushing?
Yeah. That's probably yeah.
Yeah, Peter Cushing. He was remade in Rogue One.
And they kind of did a similar thing with Leia.
Right, that was another thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that shit was ugly.
Wait, they've got Arnold and Stallone react to social media influencers?
Oh no.
Oh my.
Okay, I'm morbidly curious now. I need to see this.
Okay, same here.
He thinks
Yep.
he's being waved at,
Send the link.
but
Let's do it. Shall we make this the final vid?
Yeah. Okay, like I say, I'm morbidly curious with this. Like,
They're all a bunch of crying boys.
I was like, the way he was staring intently after this, like, okay, Arnold, no.
I'm going to take out your spine.
Seriously, you may want to see counseling about that.
Yeah. I'm at 0.
0-0. Me too.
Me too.
3, 2, 1, play.
Ugh, We're live.
We are?
Hey everyone, welcome to our channel.
How are you? My name is Ani, and this is Sly.
And we're gonna create the best content you've ever seen.
Oh, yeah,
Wait, they've actually got a channel? Okay, I'm subscribing after that.
So flick the like button.
Same here.
And prescribe.
Yeah. And get ready
Prescribed?
So what we have to do is look at other fitness channels and see a competition.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I'm pretty disappointed so far, big guy. I mean, it's about 99% grown men gossiping about each other.
Yeah, and the other 1% is these little guys giving information, but they're using fake weights.
There's not even that much weight to begin with.
Yeah, so let me get this straight. What you have to do is lie, cheat, and gossip your way to the top. Just like the 80s. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just sounds like Hollywood to me.
Weights no more. Idiot. All right, the next thing you have to do is start some drama with somebody. Here, let's look at this guy right here.
Looks like he got a little butthole for a chin.
Yeah, it does. Look at this name is Henry Cavill.
Well, Henry Cavill, you overgrown baby with a butthole. You next.
All right, I'm going to pick the movie star Chris.
Chris? Which one? There's like 6 of them.
Yeah, all of them.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you hear that, Chris's? You're terminated.
That's my line. You know, there's one thing that everybody forgotten. The pump is like coming.
Oh!
This workout, we're gonna need a mop.
Really?
Hey, looks like we got our first follower.
Oh, wow. Who is it?
What? Henry Cavill. And it looks like he left a comment.
He did?
Yeah.
What's it say?
Fake natties. Well, fuck you.
Game on.
What are they doing?
It looks like they're dancing for 60 seconds.
Well, that's it? That's easy.
Yeah, and look at all the views. Should we do it?
TikTok in a nutshell.
Well, let's go.
Yeah. How are we doing?
A lot of people get really, really famous by taking thousands of photos. And all the pictures is of themselves.
Yeah, but they're doing it all wrong. So me and Sly here, we're gonna teach you how to pose correctly. You ready, Sly?
Yeah.
All right, the first one is gonna be the double bicep, just like this.
Ugh.
Yeah, look at that, Sly, you look good. Those peaks and everything, wow. All right, now the next one is gonna be the front lat spread. So you take this and you take your wings really wide, like you're going to fly away.
Ugh.
Oh, and there he goes, he's flying away. That's good. All right, now the next one is gonna be the side chest pose, just like this. You take your arm and you squeeze, and look at this. You see the arm and the chest and your booty, and everything. It looks good. Look at yeah, and all the women out there love it. Yeah, and you squeeze even harder, and then even harder, and even harder.
Rambo 1. Rambo 2.
Stallone will be here all day if you count the Rambos.
Yeah, but it gives you a pump like you wouldn't believe.
We got the drama, we got the dancing, and we got the posing.
The only thing we're forgetting is the repetitive catchphrase.
Oh, almost like a one-liner.
Yeah, something me and you invented in the 80s.
Oh yeah, they got the perfect one here, Sly. Here we go now. All right, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and until next time, we'll be back.
Subscribe.
Yeah, that's good. I can get used to this.
God. No choir. Who else loves flat tops? They actually got verified on Instagram. Nice.
Video number 2 is in the books.
Whoa.
We played Arnold and Stallone in the first one, and now we played you again.
And if this one continues to be a hit, we will continue to play both of you for as long as we can until we finally become you. We're like your Nick Cage.
And this was posted 6 days
Or is
ago.
it the other way? I don't know. Either way, it's back. Yeah. Thank you, Arnold Stallone, and thank you, Sam. He's the one that did the deep fake. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. Let us know if you want another one, and we'll do it. Yeah.
Yes!
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, everyone.
That is, like I said, that is so well done.
This is Sly.
Yeah, that's truly amazing.
We ain't gonna stand for fake weights no more.
Henry Cavill, you overgrown baby with a butthole.
How are we doing?
I just love when they just break character.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, hey, we got a follower.
Oh, wow, who is it?
It says, eat, sleep, train, repeat. Oh, and he left a comment.
Wow, what's it say?
It says, fake natties.
The guy who does the deep fake for Arnold, he looks just like him.
Well, Henry,
I know.
you little overgrown butt-faced baby.
Okay.
God damn. Poor Henry. I know. He'll watch this and be like, well, I mean,
What did I do? He's a nice guy. Okay. God, this is the drama.
Yeah.
So it looks like the next thing you have to do is start some drama with somebody.
Okay.
Hey, look at this guy right here.
He got a little butthole for a chin.
Yeah. Wow, it looks like his name is...
Oh,
All right. Henry, you little butt-faced baby, I'm calling you out.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That was the best.
Yeah.
These guys are amazing.
Top comment. This is starting to become my favorite series from y'all. The voices matching a deep fake takes me out every time. I wish Arnold and Sylvester would do a deep fake of the buff dudes.
Yes.
It'd become full circle.
Somewhere in the multiverse, that's probably a thing.
Probably, yeah.
Damn, this is even more authentic than the real Arnie and Stallone.
So weird.
Wow, Brandon's Arnie accent is so on point. All the good ideas making fun of fitness influencers have been taken. Buff dudes, hold my protein shake.
Media influencers are the disease. Buff dudes are the cure.
Nice. This is an official request for Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone to schedule a workout session with the buff dudes and create multiple videos from it, even on TikTok. Imagine.
Why are you talking to me like that? I don't sound like that. Yeah. Stop doing the stupid accent. It's very cartoony. It's very offended. I'm very offended by that.
Sooner or later, Arnie's going to see this, and I think he'd love it. These two are doing a better job at acting than actual Stallone and Schwarzenegger did in most of their movies. Ow! 2:30. That dance killed me. Oh, 1980s Arnie and Stallone reacts to woke culture, reacts to cancel culture, reacts to Star Wars episodes 7 to 9, reacts to... Oh.
I know you said you wanted to get involved in drama, but you should stay the hell away from that.
Yes.
If you can.
Oh dear.
I realized that Brandon is not using face swap, he just removed his beard.
Yeah.
Only someone who had spent their life studying these actors closely could impersonate them so well. Oh dear. That is, like I say, that is so well done. Oh good lord.
Most definitely.
Ugh. Oh, and Shoma left a comment. Instead of a planet, Ultron's original concept was an angry-looking wine bottle.
Yeah. I think he meant to say Unicron.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Orson Welles is Unicron.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, so that was two buff two buff dudes. I came across that by pure accident a few weeks ago, but as you can see, it's just blowing up on social media. I mean, what's to stop it from happening where someone does, Tom Cruise reacts to his own movies? Or, I don't know. They get Sam L. Jackson reacting to, modern day comedy movies. Oh dear. Yeah, I think that'll about do it for this evening. Until next week, folks. I've been the Knight, saying good night from the night. Roden.
Does he do anything?
Buy Kaiju comic. That's all I gotta say.
There is a Mexican-American robot named Draco Azul, inspired by that same super robot excellence. You can find it on Amazon, Comixology, and Kindle, where it's vintage dated. In all seriousness, yes. You can check out my comic book series, Primal Warrior Draco Azul, on Amazon, Kindle, and Comixology, and check out my novel-length anthology book, Primal Warrior Draco Azul Full Metal Chronicles. So take it home in boxes, take it home in cases. If your parents try to stop you, just throw it in their faces.
Nice.
Also, buy your elf or stain me coffee mug. Smile in the face of your enemies when those tears.
And just a little offbeat thing. The artist for Primal Warrior Draco Azul now has his own Patreon page.
Yes, he does.
So go and support him. Help him with his own comic book.
Yes, which is Colossal Conqueror.
Pay him all the money.
Or whatever you were able to.
In this case, which should be all of it.
Win the lottery and give him all the money.
So yeah, his Patreon is called Tyler Draws Comics, all one word. And you can also check out his Facebook page at Colossal Conqueror. And he also has his website, which is tylerdrawscomics.wixsite.com.
Nice.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Take care.